the light to all. What does it mean to wake up? What does it mean to you? To wake up and want something different. To wake up and want to change. And to change, we have to eliminate. To move away. To wake up and say, I don't want to be this version. You're supposed to love who you are, but does it mean that you have to like every version? I love me, but I don't like when I'm sad. I don't like when I'm angry. I don't like that reflection. I wouldn't like to reflect on a picture that was filled with deception. I'd rather not. It doesn't give me a good feeling. It brings me down to know that I was once that version, that I still can be, and that I do have some control. And that's what becomes the task. Finding the things that make me the joyous, and then remembering what brings me that joy. I say some control because I wouldn't want to be a slave. Let's get real. We're not in a world where we're free. We still have to work. So I can't just wake up and talk to the birdies all day. There's this thing called money that is the root of the system. And that's the only way that I'll be able to survive. At that, stay independent. At that, for myself as a woman. Is any brother gonna take me in? Is any sister gonna take care of me? And then at 31, I don't think so. So let's get real. You have to work. It doesn't matter if you call yourself an entrepreneur. You still depend. You still serve. You're still a slave. You still have to work. It may not be the 9 to 5 slavery. It may not be working for this certain entity. But you're still expecting money because that is the root in the system. You can't just be free. You can't just be. So you have to remember because you find that you forget. That's another thing. And you find it harder to find peace if we have so much control. Why is it so hard? Well, you start to realize there's something there following you, but you can't see it. You go outside to find the peace, but something's troubling you. It's invisible, but you know it's there. Something's weighing on you. You went to take a shower and scrub all of it off, but you still feel it. It's something invisible. you know it's still there. So you start to realize that this world is, or this way of existing is complex. That it isn't just what I see, it's what I know, because the things that I don't see, but I feel, and I have to reflect on those feelings because they're real. And even if I may seem crazy, I have to be that person for myself because only I know. And that's really taking responsibility for myself, because why should I expect anyone else to see what I see, believe what I believe, and know what I know, and feel how I feel when those things are inside of me? I want to be a better version, even though I'm not perfect. What does that mean to me? Well, I have human tendencies. The human itself is a living force, and it has its own needs. And I can attend to it, or I can ignore it, but I can't deny that it's living. I can't deny that it isn't. I can't deny that it's not primary. In this world, this version of me, this is the version that they see, that I have to reflect. I have to, because I'm inside of it. So I have to tend to it regardless, even if I find that I myself is more important. I myself inside needs tending to my feelings, but no, because I'm told that I have to wear this and look like this in order to work here and to be there. Because it's the primary place that I'm in. And in this world, that is what's primary. Flesh. The surface me. The reflection that I see, I may look like my biological mom. You know, I may have her color of skin. Those things are primary. And so I have to take a seat, I have to take the back seat. I have to, because I'm in the body. Something that's already living. I've come into it. So it almost like controls me in a way, and I have to fight against it. I have to try to balance the two. I find that is just the existence that I'm in. It's not no why, but if so, it's just what it is. And we've been able to adapt. The longer you are here, the more that you understand, and the more is studied about the body. And that has been the main focal point, has it not? The body, the flesh. We have sort of hidden away the part of who we are before this version, the spirit. It's become a back seat, a back of the thought. It's a thought in the back of your mind. It's now a religious thing, but that's just what it's become here. And there's people that when you want to find your quote unquote people, I guess that just means people that are like-minded, people that talk about certain things you're into. So there's people that are awake to the things you're awake to. Still doesn't make them your people though. It just means they know. That's it. The enemy knows too. He knows too. You don't have to worry about the oblivious ones. No. You gotta worry about the ones that know. Because the one that knows has the power. And what do they tend to use their power for is the question. What are they using it for? And that's just what it comes down to. You want to wake up, and then you have to wake up, and then wake up, and wake up, and wake up. I think, and I feel, when you awake from your subconscious, it's assigned and telling you the way it is, that once you wake up from something certain, there may be other things that you still have to do the same thing for. Every pit that you rise from, however deep you're in it, or however many pits you're in, you still have to rise from each and every one of them. You have to awaken from them again and again and again. It's not ever truly over, and you're not ever truly free until you just are. And who are we to say we're free until we just are? For me, it's simple. I am not truly free until my Father comes, until I see His face, until He sits on the throne. But I can stop this and stop that, stop seeing this person, stop doing that. I can rise from those things, and I can awaken and never turn back. That's another thing. you awaken to fall right back. No. No. For me, I'm too old for that. I'm getting mature. Why would I inspire to do that? Now, yes, it happens because we're not perfect. Right. Right. But that is why there's intention. And no, we're not going to be perfect in everything. But I mean, if there's 14 pits that we just rise from, there's no reason why we should be going back into 12 of them. If there's two or three we fell back into, okay, we'll still work on those things. But there's no reason why we should be falling right back in all of them. We have to at least take it one day at a time, but focus and be attentive to at least one of them. Because if you're not ready and you're not putting all of what you have and all of what you got into like progression, well, of course you're gonna fall back. So yeah, you may have 14 bad habits. Let's just focus on the one. So we can give it all that we have and then go to the next one. I feel that is a mature way, whereas when you're not in this knowing, you feel, okay, I can multitask. Okay, it's possible, but to be sure that you have covered everything and you did your due diligence and you know you've done it, the only way that you could in that proficient way is to focus on that one thing. And you may even get it done quicker that way. Why? Because you won't even have to go back to it. You'll be done. It'll be sealed. You can mail it off. And then on to the next thing. On to the next caseload. Because you're giving it your attention. You're reading this case. You're there in the moment. Your mind, it has your undivided attention. No other case does, no other person, no other thing, no other bad habit. That's what you want when you want to put your all into something. Usually when we put our all into something, we have to like really want it. We have to really be like passionate about it. We have to care. Yeah, I can agree to something, but I'm just saying that I won't be as I'd like to be if I would have been passionate about it. That's it. And so the mature comes from knowing that I'm not going to take on something. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to choose to hang out with you any longer if I don't feel that passion, if I don't really care. That is the maturity thing in this. Whereas before, this knowing, we could just do anything, do many things, whatever it is, whoever it is. But no, not at 31. Not at 31 and counting, okay? It takes acknowledgement at least. I'm putting it out into the universe. I don't want to be that way, where I'm filled with no passion. What am I filled with then? What am I filled with? Anger and frustration and aggravation because I'm not passionate about this person or this thing or this place. So what fills that instead? Fills me. I'm sure I'm aggravated. I'm sure in my head I'm thinking, I'd rather be home right now. I'd rather be with someone else right now. Or I'm sure there is someone else out there for me, someone better. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be her. I don't want to be that version. I've gotten glimpses of it. I've gotten glimpses of it when I was younger. You can just be in a place that you didn't choose, someone chose it for you. Or you agreed to go somewhere because everyone else was going and they invited you. Okay. But you still can't take away that you weren't passionate about it. You shouldn't lessen yourself and think that your feelings is not valid, because it is. And that's why we're having this discussion that, okay, we were in a place where we didn't have a choice, maybe. We were in a place where we were people pleasing, maybe. But why would I aspire to be that version? So I'm saying that I just don't aspire to be that version. If it happens, okay, it happens. But do I want to be that person? No. Do I want that to come find me? Do I want people that have no passion to be around me? No. So I acknowledge these things because I'm aware that there is this that exists. You know, being around people and places that you shouldn't even be around, but you're around. That I know that it exists, where someone can be with you and have no passion, but be with you. Because it exists. And we wouldn't be having this discussion if it didn't. Now, if people would just be with who they actually like, if people would actually go to places they would actually enjoy, then great. But I find that this is a upside down world. It's more complex than that. It's, well, I went because I didn't have nothing to do. It's, I'm with this person because I don't have anyone else to be with. Oh, okay. So there's sacrifice. There's unnecessary sacrifices being made. That's my conclusion, because this world is a whole sacrifice of its own, with being in a will that you have no comprehension of. Being in a body where you can't set yourself free properly, let's say properly. Yeah, this is an upside down, twisted, reversed, crooked world. And it's not the world, it's the people choices. It's our choices. And that's the discussion. I don't want to be that sort of person, but there's people that are like that. And this is the way society is. And that's all that you see. Loveless marriages, enemies as friends, the devil being closer than you think. You would never believe that this, if you overheard it, that this would be existing in such a society and a world and people. That no way I would allow a Grim Reaper to sleep in my bed, or no way would I allow a backstabber in my home and befriend me. There's no way that I would keep that enemy close to me, or there's no way that I wouldn't know. But it's true that the enemy has been in our bed. We have befriended the enemy. We have let them in our home. And I'm just saying, I don't want to be that version. I don't want to be that person. Because what version am I when I'm around that and I know that, or I find it out? I'm like disgusted. I feel dirty, used. Really, I feel disappointed. I feel disappointed. I felt disappointed a lot in my younger 20s, right before I made my vow, because I was open and optimistic in meeting people. And right when I would, there was disappointment. And I had to use my integrity and say, just leave, instead of falling desperate. I knew that this person was an enemy, or not to that extremity, but I just knew this person wasn't for me. But I still had my needs. I still wanted things, but I knew, okay, something's off, something's not right, there's no compatibility. I feel it in my spirit. I feel uncomfortable. I just don't like this person already. So I had to make the decision. Do I allow this person to stay and just get what I can get from it? Or will I and suck it up and feel aggravated the whole time? Let's not forget about that. That I'm in a company of someone that I know I don't like, but I'm just going to not listen to myself. I'm going to listen to my flesh. I felt disappointed because I had to do the right thing. I did most of the time. So I would be left alone again because I made that decision. I would be left saying, this sucks. Yep. Right on my couch when I had one, I would just say, this sucks. Because I just had to tell this person to leave because I feel that I don't like them. I know that I don't. Or I could have just shut up, sucked it up. And that is why I made the vow, because I'm not that type of woman. I can be, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to fake it. I didn't want to be something that would irk me. It would bother me. I'd be aggravated. I'd be angry. The times that I did fall desperate, or I didn't listen to my spirit. I was disgusted. I was aggravated the whole time. Why would I continue that? Why would I do that to myself? It's not worth it. I get it. You're gonna be alone. I get it, but it's just not worth it. It's not worth keeping the enemy in your bed, close to you, in your home. I call it the enemy. It could just be someone that you just don't like. There's a reason why you don't like them. There's a reason why your spirit is uncomfortable. There's a reason why you don't open up to them. There's a reason why they don't open up to you. There's a reason why you two don't open up to each other. There's a reason why every time you're around, it's maybe sexual, but it's not connected. You're not spiritually connected. You guys do more than talk. There's a reason. But do I want to be that version? Do I want to have a relationship like that? Now, if I never want to grow, because that's the way I see it, and I just want to play around, there's nothing else to it. If I want to play around, then I'll just do whatever with anyone. No hands, no morals. Do it with it, she, he, don't matter. All these different LGBT, all these names to describe it, like you don't care about it. It's just anything and everything. No. No. That's not even hygienic. Physically or spiritually. That is not hygienic. To give myself to her, him, and it. And them. And they. How is that hygienic? But if I want to play all day and lay down my morals, then yeah, it makes sense. You want to party all day and all night. Yeah, it makes sense, but that's not me. The path is open and it's broad. The path is broad and there is many. I'm sure. And I choose a path of what? Loneliness. Some may call it misery because you don't get anything. You don't have anyone. And we already know that most people here, they can't even cope being alone for a minute. So yeah, this would be considered misery. So yeah, let's just call it for what they're narrating it as, because yeah, okay, yeah. It is the hard path for a reason, and it's the slow path for a reason. Do you understand? That I know that I can go down that lane. Nothing's stopping me, but wait. What is stopping me? My spirit. Because wasn't it my spirit that didn't like this person? Wasn't it my spirit that knew? That I knew? But wasn't it I that had to make the decision whether to listen to my spirit or my flesh? And most of the time, your flesh is not even flattered. Because once you know them, then you start to see them. And that's why a lot of people don't like to talk. And that's why they don't talk at all. They get to it. That is why in these places, there's loud music, people are dancing, they just get straight to it. Because it's all about the fleshly desires. It's not about getting to know you. Because once we know you, then we'll start to actually see you. And we don't want to see you. No. We want to use you, right? We want to use your body. We want the best, right? We want him. We want her. She looks good. He looks good. He's packing. That's what they're looking for. So I have to decide, do I listen to what I know? Or what I feel I need? Or what I feel I want on the surface? Yeah. Yeah. They say pick your poison and everything. Well, pick your poison. Pick your sacrifice. Because if you choose you, then you're sacrificing the world. You're losing it. You're losing a potential candidate for whatever he could have given you or helped you with, or maybe not, right? But you're losing that sort of opportunity. Like, oh, you could have had someone there, because I can't even say you could have had a good night. Who knows? But you could have had a night not alone. There you go. And I guess that's the sacrifice in the world. You lose that, right? You lose friends, or you lose potential candidates that could possibly be friends. But that's the thing. Why do we think about it that way if clearly that's not the way the universe wanted it to be? So why is there a thought to think that this person could have been? Well, if they were to be, they would have been. That's it. But we get the message that you lose sort of the world because you chose you. Don't ask me why, but I didn't make this up. I just come to realize it by choosing me, choosing what's inside of me, that invisible thing, right? That invisible knowing, that invisible me. I can't see that part of me. I see the flesh, but I know that I'm in there. And I find that that is the best part of me. It's not me feeding the flesh. Because I can feel myself on the flesh and there's consequences. So that would be best, right? I find that when I feed the spirit and I listen to it, it makes sure that I'm safe. And it is like the truth of me, what I truly mean. And if I said no, that's what I meant. Or if I feel off, that's what it is. That's why I'm supposed to trust that instinct. And not what I see. I would want to wake up and be a better version, a higher one, with not being perfect, because I know that's the number one thing that people will always say at the end of the day. Well, I'm not perfect. Let me just say this. I don't want to be perfect. I don't really know what perfect is. To me, perfect is not being perfect, not trying to be, just being you. Just be you. Like if he says you were created perfectly, like that's the part of you that is you. That's the part of you where you're being an individual. You're being original to you. But when we're being all this other stuff, putting all of this other stuff on us, just for the sake of it, it's not like, oh, you're getting dressed up, you're putting a little this on your face, you know. We're just doing it for the sake of it. Like we live and breathe in a costume now. Like I remember when people would get dressed up, you know, get their hair done, maybe they'll have a little covering, what you call makeup, you know, because they had somewhere to go. Maybe they have pictures to take. But this has become a lifestyle. So when you're doing all of this, then yes, it raises the question of, do you even love yourself? It raises the question of, well, God made you perfect. Why not embrace it? We have to work on ourselves instead of trying to hide it. And I think that's what it is. It's like, I have sensitive skin, so it's gonna show breakouts, scars, and even worse if I'm not eating right, or if I use the wrong products, which is most of these products. It literally has to be like nothing. It literally has to have no ingredients for it to not break me out. But again, it's gonna happen, and I get it. You know, you want to hide those things, their blemishes, their hyperpigmentation, their scars, their flaws, you know. But if we're not trying to get to the root of it, we're not eating well, then why should I accept, you know, fully accept what we can do to try to hide those things? You're not even trying, right? I wouldn't even be trying. How about we and I eat better, drink more water? And that's a task of its own, right? But that's what we have to do in order to see change. That we already know what's causing it, irritants, and there's things in these products that are clearly not for us. So of course it was gonna do more damage. It's too harsh, it's too this, it's too that. Yeah, it's all of that because it's not natural, that too. It's always something. It's, oh, you know, your skin's too dry now. Okay, now it's made my skin too oily, and now that's breaking it out. And now you gotta try to find a cream to, you know, help with the dryness, or, you know, it's always something. If we just leave our skin alone, or just kind of use water and use the natural things like food and stuff, then yeah, it'll clear up. It'll clear up eventually. But then if we go back, it only takes for us to go back to that one little greasy food. It only takes for us to lay right down on that little greasy pillow just one time, and then poof, you wake up like you got hives. So unfortunate, isn't it? I mean, this is just one of the things you gotta deal with. Some may call it a curse, but whatever. It's just, if you're gonna work for something, you're gonna work. Like, you can't move past that sign. It's gonna be always in your face that, wow, every day I gotta work. I gotta work to make sure my skin's good. I gotta work to make sure I'm smelling right. I gotta make sure, I'm not too hot. I'm not too cold. And this is just for myself. When I wanna tend to myself, or when I have the time to, it's like, oh, are we feeling okay today? Are you hot? Or, when I wanna actually cater to myself and I'm not having to be a slave and serve others. Yeah. It's a whole lot. And don't ask me ifs, buts, whys. It just is. Because I'm not in a will of my own. I'm already in a world, put in a world with a will. How about that? And that is what I want people to understand. When you wake up, what are you waking up to? Are you waking up to the fact that you're in a will? That this is bigger than your understanding, that you're not your own in a way. I mean, I feel like in any world, you will never be your own in a way, because you've been created, right? Like, there's someone that is your master in a way. And maybe some people don't like to hear that word, right? Okay, well, you have a creator. So if he wants to do away with you, with your soul, he can. But thank God he's a fear God. You can say that again. Thank God my Father is a fear Father, fear creator. Because wow, we've kind of seen what unfairness is, a fair ruler, an unfair God is. We've seen that in this world. That's who's ruling. But there's one that is beyond him. Thank God for that, right? Because if there was no other God, there'd be no hope for us. Well, for me. Right? Like, what would this all be for? All that I speak, it would come to nothing. I would just die with the truth. I would just be wasting time, you see? And he'd just have the last laugh. He'd just be laughing at me like, yeah, she can roar all day. She can roar all day, but her voice is not heard. She is not seen, And that's what he wants you to believe. You sense it? That's what he wants you to think. That why you keep roaring? Why don't you just give up? You don't have to be strong. Leave it up to me. Let me carry it. Let me lead you. But I find that if he leads me, he's leading me to what? What is he leading me to? You answer that for me. What would this ruler lead me to if I allowed him and trusted in him? I've been able to see the people that follow him, what they come to be, what they do, how their mind is. Yeah, they may be rich. Yeah, they may be surrounded by women, men, anything, everything that they could want. Yeah. But I don't have to know or see their soul to understand what it is that they're in. They're still in despair. It's just the difference is that I may be in despair, so to speak, but at least you can see, like, if I'm going to be in despair anyway, let it be the right despair. Because how are you in a room filled with all types of people and all the things that you can imagine? Your belly's full, your bank account is full, you're comfortable, you're wealthy, you're the rich, but you're in despair. That despair makes me scratch my head. I'd rather be over here than that's the case. Because something ain't right. That tells me that tells me everything. That those things does not bring on fulfillment then. So it doesn't take me to have those things or have money and have women and men and all types of all the things I could imagine to feel fulfilled. Mm-mm. I find sitting right here that I've come to realize that peace to me is just to be with my father again. It's just to be back home. It's to just be with myself, my sanity. That's what I have found existing. Looking at them and looking at me. So why would I allow him to leave me? When I know there is a God that is above him. And even if I didn't know, I would believe. I still would hope to believe, because I wouldn't want to follow you. I wouldn't want to follow someone like that. Look at his women. Look at how they're treated. Look at how they don't speak, you know? They seem submissive, all seductive, you know, they're dressed up, looking real nice, keep their body nice, but I'm sure that's a lot of pressure. I'm sure. Don't you just want to break out of those bangles and those skirts? Don't you just want to be free? Do whatever you want to do, scream? But I guess that's not ladylike in those places, right? You gotta know your position. I'll pass. I can try to blend in, but as you can see, that's not me naturally. But I'm not even gonna try and play myself, because I'll be destroying myself, you see? I would only be upset with myself that I got myself in the situation knowing that I wasn't supposed to be here, that I don't belong. It doesn't take for them to spot me out. No, that's just a waste of time. And I didn't come here to waste time. I know that he didn't put me in this world to waste time. For what? When he says, you know better. You have an instinct. You're gonna play naive, Alize? You're gonna play like you're just this gullible, oblivious person. Let's get real. So I get real. Let's just stop playing pretend. How about that? So yes, why would I want to aspire to be that person or that sort of version? Not at any age. Doesn't matter if I was 16. Why would I aspire to be that? I'm sure you wouldn't. I'm sure you would have high dreams. And so age is just a bonus. Yes, I'm 31 now, but I never aspired to be any of this. Any of this that's outside of me, or any of this that's programmed, any of this that I see. I'm seeing other women, I see how they are. I don't want to be that. I'm hearing men, I'm hearing what they expect from women or what their ideal woman is. Well, I never been that. So do I mold myself into that? Do I pretend? It's not even a question. Just be me and trust that. Trust that you're enough, even though the world, the people in the world, the majority, doesn't seem to like the sort of person you are, the sort of woman you are. You have to hold on to it. There's something inside of you that's like, girl, if you just hold on for a little longer, you'll see. You'll start to understand everything. But to not hold on to it is to lose yourself and to blend in and to lose the fight. That's what he wants. And even if you didn't see, or even if you didn't know him, right, to know what he wants, the ruler, right, this entity, the Satan, besides him, right, because we're not even thinking about him. It's about what we want, who we are, what's our duty to ourselves. And it never is forgotten, even when we are faced with not being chosen. It's like, yeah, I'm not chosen by you, but I still know that I'm enough. So I don't have to cry, I don't have to get upset. Am I disappointed? Yeah. Does it suck? Yeah. It sucks because it's a continual thing. It's like a continual blow at your, or at least it was trying to blow at your confidence or blow at your soul and your spirit, right? It's blowing at you. You're taking these hits. So that's what is disappointing. And that's what sucks because it keeps happening. But you hold on to you and you say, I'm enough. And you're humble, so it's not like you think you're just the best ever, but it's a silent confidence. It's a silent growing inside of you that just knows if they don't want me, that's okay, because I'll choose me. And that's before you hear any other voices or any other voices. You know that you would choose you. Long behold, that was God in you. That was you and you, but God in you, because he's like, look, if they don't choose you, I choose you. And there's many verses to understand his love for you, because he says, well, the world would, in my own words, the world would never choose you because you're mine. Almost saying like, I would never let the world choose you because you're mine. And I'm a jealous God, right? Like I set you apart for a reason. It's not even that, it's like you and him being one. It's not even him doing it, it's you. It's not even you doing it, it's him. It's like you guys are intertwined where it's like, he can say I set you apart, but you also set yourself apart. Because before you knew him, you knew you. And that's what it is. It's like, I'm in you, you in me. When I look inside of myself, I find him. I found him through my spirit, through my walk, those walking in that way. I was making those decisions, but he just comes to confirm it. I set you apart. You're mine. But the way you see it is that when you were just sticking to who you are. But he says that who you are is of me, and that to remember me, to remember you is to remember me. And so the more that you stick to your original, to your individual, well, the more that you are with him. So it's more of a confirmation to understand his words and edify them, because you were just in the world doing the best you could do, but with your integrity and not falling desperate, and saying no if you felt uncomfortable. For the most part, we're not perfect, but we did it most of the time, right? And by choosing us and not necessarily choosing the flesh, well, it kind of bring me to this path. It made me into this all-knowing person. Like, oh, I understand those things. Oh, I know what it takes. But I only did what I knew I should do. It wasn't easy, because you lose the world, you don't have friends, you don't have family, because you're standing up for yourself, you're speaking out, you're opinionated, you're talky. A lot of people don't really, they may be intimidated. It's a lot of things. But you chose to be your original self rather than sinking in and camouflaging yourself and fitting in, as you call it. So this was before anything was cool to do it. This was before technology, where now you get all these secrets. All the chosen ones are speaking out about who they are and what it takes. But I always try to make certain lives to say this, that you're more than just a chosen person. The same person that is chosen today was the same person then. It's just now they're getting accreditation. Do you understand? And I try to convey it where I want people to see that all I did was try to stay true to me. But if I become this person that is now filled with wisdom, then so be it. If I was the person that was standing up for myself and clearly became a black sheep and was kind of punished for it, but is now a person that teaches the world of these things, well, I didn't know what my future was going to be, but clearly he had a future for me. And that is songs for me, because it's like, you didn't forsake me, you heard me, you see me. Because what would my future be if there wasn't a God? What would I have become? Because it wasn't a fortunate thing back then. To be an outcast, to be what someone would call bad or rebellious, or just the person that's gonna mess your house up. Turn it upside down, I guess. That is not a fortunate place to be, because coming from personal experiences, I was never chosen. I was the last to be picked, or I wasn't picked at all. If my siblings, if it was 3 of us, and we needed somewhere to go, somewhere to stay, and they're trying to find a place for us, well, I wasn't chosen. So I have to go with whoever else can take, whoever else will be open to doing it. I didn't ask for it. It's a very unfortunate place to be. but that same person is here. And it's almost like you have to tell your story. It's up to you to testify, because, and I see how it's rightfully given to me, because I didn't choose any of that, right? Like, I didn't choose to be righteous, but to only be prosecuted. But I was prosecuted, and I had to endure it. I was punished and last and least, and had to see that, and had to feel it, and had to, go through fire. Fire just meant emotional, spiritual blows. It felt like my soul, my spirit, just was wounded. It was just wounded. Couldn't find myself, but I still knew who I was. I wasn't myself, but I knew that I didn't choose this, so I had hope. I had hope that I'd be back to who I used to be, but I just knew that this version was not because I wanted to be this way. It's because I just wake up and I'm traumatized, right? PTSD, it's just, I hate that D word, right? I hate that D word, because it's more than the D word. Like, D word is just a word, like a title. It's just a label. But you gotta understand it. I don't like that D word. I just was in myself. I like to say my spirit hid itself. It was protecting what was left, because it was so much trauma, being so much blows to it, that clearly you wake up one day and you're just different. And it's been building up. And that's the thing. It's like, I couldn't just change it, and I didn't even realize it, because all I'm doing on the surface is holding my head up. I'm trying to be strong. I'm just in the room, and I'll cry sometimes, but I'm just there. I don't know how much damage is being done psychologically. I don't know. I only know when I come out of that place. I come out of that sort of isolation, and I see, okay, now I see what it's done to me, right? I'm much more quiet, not antisocial, but I just don't have anything to say. I feel sad. I don't feel like I'm wanted. I don't feel like I belong here, which is clearly obvious of why I would feel that way. But I feel it, even if I'm among them, even if I'm now free. It's like, I want to be happy. I'm attending these festivities, but there's something awful that's still weighing on me. Like, it's a reminder, trying to tell me something, trying to tell me the obvious things that I didn't want to focus on, because my heart wanted to start anew, And it all comes from the fact that I didn't choose it. So if I didn't choose to be outcasted, well, hey guys, I'm now free. Let's all get to know me now. It's coming from a place like that, but that awful feeling would still be there inside of me. The knowing. And we all know that knowing. It's knowing who these people are. And it's knowing why you don't feel this way, or why you are quiet. It's like, I know the answer, but I don't want to accept it, because all I want is to make things better. All I want is just to be better. All I want is for it to go away. The trauma, the PTSD. I just want to snap my fingers. I just want to be okay. But I'm not. And I have to deal with that. I have to deal with that in front of people because now I feel emotional for some reason. I feel like bursting out in tears, and I might burst out in tears. And that's the, I guess, PTSD. It's the deep, it's all those things. It's just what I call it. I don't know why I'm not happy, but I do know. I just didn't want to face it because I was still young, like I wasn't as mature. I wasn't as spiritually, as you can see, I was always very mature and knowing, but I wasn't here. Like, I wasn't necessarily here in my mind, right? It was like, I just wasn't ready because I didn't understand why I couldn't just, the more time passed, it's like, oh, okay, I see why I had to go through that. I had to see that reflection of me. I had to, because while I was expecting change, once I was free, right, from punishment and things like trauma, it showed my heart. It showed that I still wanted to be around these people. It showed that I was still open because naturally that's all I knew. Like, oh, this is my family, even though they never really been family to me. This is what I know I'm supposed to do, right? Like, it's my heart. This is what I naturally would be open to. Forgiveness. I don't need an apology. It's okay. Like, I'm not angry for some reason. That also shows something inside of me. I can't describe that. I know it now and I can say, oh, it's God, right? It's the God in me, but that's just what it was on the surface, that I wasn't angry. So I don't know, well, I do know. I just want to say it from a standpoint of the outside looking in, that I don't know what those people thought when they see me, but then I can say I do know because maybe they was like, dang, I didn't think she would ever show her face, or why, it's just the obvious things. But again, for me, I wasn't trying to think like that because I didn't naturally think like that. I wasn't thinking about what everyone would think or if they were expecting me to come. It's just, I got an invite from someone and I said, yeah, I'll come, or I'll attend. And this is in the midst of me still healing, but I still have a heart, and I still was willing and I still was open. And so to get that reaction when I got there, right, to sit there and feel this awful feeling, and the feeling was right because I'd see in my eyes, I'll see through my eyes that no one would approach me. No one would talk to me. The same people that knew me when I was young, the same people that, never really asked me if I was okay. These same people were older now. It's like from the outside looking in, it's like that's not surprising. But when you're that person, all you just want to be is loved, or accepted in a way without trying. It's just, this is my family. Like, I don't have hate in my heart. So, and that's what I mean. It's like from that time to now, I've continued forward, but I tried. So I tried. And that's what I feel God wanted me to see in myself, that you were willing to try, right? And not try in a way where I tried so hard to stay. No, it's like, I actually tried. Like, I did what it took to show that I tried. So making a decision and him allowing to set me free, when I look back, I can say, oh, I tried. I can say that I tried instead of saying, oh, I just left. Or I just don't talk to people. Let me slow down because I talk fast. I just don't talk to these people anymore. No, I can't say that. I can say I tried and I tried, but then God set me free. Because I came back home that last time and I cried and I said, Father, what you given me to be me, my heart is hurting me. And something happened. It's like now I wake up and I just talk this, I just look forward. My heart doesn't keep me in that place. My heart doesn't intervene. My heart doesn't slow me down. I can say no. I can say, because as tough as I am I have a really good heart. So I'll say yes. When it comes to like the natural things, like, oh, you need something, or you're inviting me, it's like it may be hard for me to say no, because it's like, why would I be saying no? I don't hate you. So you need something? Okay, that's fine. I got it. It's all right. But yeah, he did something to me, and he gave me strength in those places in my heart. He gave me strength to where I don't have to worry about my heart holding me back. But I can say that I tried. And that is what you want to do. You don't want to be the person that never tries. You don't want to be the person that just runs away from everything. That's the difference. I say these things now because I've done it. I've been there. But how many, if there wasn't a God, I would still be there. What hope would there be for me? But He set me free. And if He's setting me free, then that tells me I have another way. There is another way. I have another chance, right? I passed the test, or I'm on to the next level. However you want to see it. I've done all that I could do. What more can I do? You want me to stay in that place? Do you want me to still be, you know, disappointed in the same people because I'm expecting them to treat me a certain way? No. No. I should be evolving. I should stop putting people at a pedestal. I should stop expecting it from people. That's what I was doing. I was expecting things to be different. That's not fair, right? So I evolved. I don't depend on them. I don't expect anything. I don't want anything. I don't need them. And that's another thing. It's not like I ever needed them. I just thought I was supposed to, right? Just be there. I just, because in the world you feel that's all you have. So of course it's not natural for you to walk away from what He's given you. Like, oh, these are the family you have. But He's made it to where like He's made it where inside of me, like I'm free. He's released my heart. That's what it is. Whatever bondages were there. And it wasn't even a bondage of them. It was a bondage of my own heart. would have kept me captive. That shows how big my heart is. So he set me free from my adversaries. He's even set me free from my own self in ways. There's no reason to go back. There's nothing in me telling me to. If I want to, fine. But there's nothing weighing on me. My heart is not telling me anything. Because I know that I owe it to myself and I deserve to go and be free. It's like saying I've done all that I could do and I've been all that I could be. For me, for anybody. If whatever this is, whatever I'm here for, I've been this, I've been that, I've been persecuted, I've been punished. What more? What more do I have to go through? Where I know there's a way out, and that's where we all aspire to reach. And I know I'm reaching it. And I hear it every day in me. I hear the growth, the spiritual growth. I see it in my age. I'm getting older. I see it in how there's more fear in me, how my heart doesn't, hold me back. Just a lot of ways. I'm seeing the light. I'm seeing God. I'm seeing how close He is, how I'm getting closer. Everything's aligning. Like, okay, if He's redeeming me and I'm coming back to myself, I'm becoming this higher version, God is coming. God is like closer than He's ever been. Because there was a day and there was a time where I was in darkness. There was a time and there was a day when I was captured and hidden and prosecuted, like punished, sentenced every day. I was not free in this way. I'm still not fully free, but I was literally, I had no authorization. I had no power. Like I had no voice in those places. Like I spoke, but I wasn't supposed to, or I couldn't, or they didn't like it, right? They put you away for it. There was a time, and I can say He was far away. I can see that through me. I can see that through the fruit. I can see that through their fruit. I can see that through the signs in the world. That there was a day that there was dark times, right? And of course that was when I was a child. And that's what I'm saying. In this world, you want to hope that as you're progressing in life, physically, spiritually, mentally, everything should be aligning, right? Like that's just the way it is. You can't change it. It's like if everything is progressing, everything is progressing. Even if you feel it's not, it is. Like meaning if it's going up, right? Like if you're getting older, you're getting older, the world's getting older, everything's getting older. Like, things are progressing. It doesn't matter if you don't want it to, it just is. And so to come to this place in my life where I'm seeing the signs that I was once this person and now I'm this. All the things that we think he promised us is happening. That it's like, I already see the light. I've already seen that I've become this person. I've already seen it. I'm already seeing it. And the time is just coming closer. Closer to that day. That day that we all, whether some people may have forgotten, but this is the day of days. This is the hours of hours that the forces that be were always waiting for. This is what it's all for. It wasn't for drugs and sex and money. It was never those things. That is just the distractions. That is just what we've been doing in the meantime. This world was made for you and me, but it was made for more than this. And that's the part of waking up. When you want to wake up, you wake up and you realize, I'm more than this. I'm more than what they feed us. I'm more than what everyone else is doing. And you see how it keeps you in this low place. But there is a higher purpose for you. Yeah, we get stuck in it, right? We get addicted and all these things. We start to have these emotional dependencies, but we're more than all of that. There's an understanding because of it, but it's not the straight and narrow path. It is not being awake. That's not you being awake when you're, emotionally dependent or you're in addiction. No, it's just the unfortunate things that we've fallen in while waiting for the King, while waiting to be free. That's it. So yes, we're not perfect, and yes, we're gonna fall because there's snares, and we know who puts them there. That's the programs. Everything on TV, food addiction, right? You got all these advertisements. Liquor and alcohol. You're gonna fall in these pits, right? They're everywhere. I'm just the messenger. I'm just here to remind you. I understand. I live here too, but I have to tell the truth. I'm not gonna sit on here and just talk about SpongeBob or talk about gossip or celebrity news. I can, but common sense. Why talk about that when I know the truth? It's different when you're awake. You don't want to do the same things you used to do. It doesn't interest you. It's not important. It's not important. Celebrity news is not important. It's entertaining, but it's not important. And I know that it's called testifying, but for just regular folks, me speaking the truth is gonna set things free. I know that's what Father's waiting for. I know what the ruler, I know he doesn't like it, but that's what it takes. Everything else is a distraction. It's like everything else is not real. Because it's not what's important. It's not what's gonna keep us healthy and keep us awake and keep us going forward. It's not going to lead us there. So yes, none of those other things are real. If I don't talk about this, I just blend in, you know. It's deep because it is deep. If I don't, it's gonna leave it for tomorrow, and it's gonna leave it for the next generation. And who's to say they're gonna pick up this burden? This is a burden because it's speaking for the world. It's not even speaking for just one person or just speaking for me. It's speaking to the world about the world. And yeah, you would expect your own politicians to do it, but wake up. You know who's the ruler of this world and his servants. They're not gonna speak this way. That's not their fruit. They created the system. It is us in the system that should be recognizing the upward, the up, crooked, sideways, twisted. We should be like speaking up about it. That's it. That's the waking up that we have to do it. And yes, I'm just one person, so it might not touch many ears physically, but it is me working in the spirit, because I am a spirit, and this is a spiritual world, and we are spiritual people. Don't forget it. So when people say, oh, no one's gonna listen to you, no one even hears you, yes, they do. Yes, they do. People expect a whole crowd of people. They won't talk unless there's like 20,000 people in their chat, right? They'll say, oh, I'll come back a little later. No, no, no. They're forgetting. This is a spiritual thing. You know, it's like they remember when they want to do law of attraction. They'll call out into the universe about what they want, and they'll believe that something's hearing them. But when it comes to just every day, you know, it's just like, you know, their ears turn off and their eyes close periodically. Like, I don't know, you know? But anyways, I'm just here to remind you that, yeah, there's probably one person listening or nobody. But I'm working in the spirit. You know, everything around me is spiritual, right? There's spirits all around me. I am a spirit myself, but I am in a body, right? I'm still like in the living body. There are people that passed on. Let's remember that. The ones that you say are dead, okay, and then their body, their flesh disintegrates. Where do you think their spirit goes? All around us. And not even all around us, just the fact that they're still living, but just no longer in the flesh. Not only that, scratch all the spirits. There is a God, and he hears me. And where is he? Is he in the flesh? Maybe, but he is a spirit. So even if there is no one in the physical body, if there's no one in my house and no one here that I can see that hears me, there is a God, and he sees and knows everything. He is the invisible force. Is he not? So even though I can't see him, I know that he's there. So I can't, like I always say, I can't stop because of you. I can't stop because I see that you don't care, or I see that you don't want me to do this. I can't stop what I know I have to do. Thank God for that, because there is a God. And lo and behold, he was there all along, right? The spirits were there all along listening to you. And that's all it took. That's all it took to feel these things. That is someone gonna shout out? Is someone gonna roar from their soul, from their flesh, from the body that they're in? Is someone gonna speak out about it? You know, wherever they are, right? Just say something like, I know that this is not normal, right? I know this is darkness. Is anyone going to just say anything? And that's all it took. That's all it took. But you'd be surprised how many people don't say anything. Instead, they drown themselves with food and alcohol, like we've all done before, right? And we internalize it. We never release it into the universe. So you don't hear from you. He doesn't hear you. You say, oh, Father, see me. Well, how are you expecting him to see you if you're not standing out? You don't stand out. How are you expecting to be set apart if you don't even stand out? So that's the confirmation, the verses. That's all it is. That you knew something was wrong with this world, okay? That was the main thing. You knew something was wrong. Something's wrong with these people. Something's wrong with her. Something's wrong with him. Something's wrong here. And I know I'm not crazy, but I'm about to go crazy, right? It's like, you know that you're getting frustrated, and to their eyes, you're the problem because you're the one getting upset. But really, it's because they don't see you. They're not hearing you. They're not understanding you. And you're not crazy. That's the main thing too. It's like, you're also not crazy. Like, what you have to say is actually meaningful, but they don't want to hear it. And that's what makes it so wrong. That you actually happen to be who you're supposed to be, and you're still shut out. It's like something's not right here. I know that I'm doing what's right. No one of you guys can call me crazy. It's one of those insanity things. Like, this is insanity. This is insanity. And then you turn around and you find out that someone that is actually insane, is crazy, is wrong, is speaking out, and they get attention, they get heard and seen. Something ain't right. That's double whammy. Something is not right here. And that's like the whole existence, right? Wrong is right, wrong is right, and right is, let me say it my way, because I'm overthinking now. But that's the whole existence of this world, that wrong is right and right is wrong. The wrong get attention. The wrong is not seen as crazy. The wrong, but you stand up for something that's actually true, they're telling you to shut up for it. And you're gonna tell me that there's nothing wrong with this world? See, I wasn't gonna wait for no one to tell me I was right or wrong. That told me everything I needed to know before I even got into the world, right? Before I seen this or that, or before they started to create their own little genders. I already knew something was wrong in the world. All this other stuff that's coming to light is not surprising, right? All the abominable things that could be done in the darkness, I'm not surprised. People are wanting to be called pet names. Well, not pet names, but just weird stuff. Like, you're not surprised. And what I mean when I say pet names, I don't mean like kinky in your bedroom. No, go ahead, be spicy. I'm talking about, it's a law that if I don't call you a pet, then I'm gonna get prosecuted for it. Like, why can't we just stick to why can't we just be black, like just black and white, just stick to the basics, but anyway, I'm not surprised with all of that, okay? It didn't take me to see all of this. I knew, and that's what I mean. That's pretty much the crooked, upside down, twisted existence of this world. That if this world had a title, it'd be "Wrong is Right." And let me say this slowly. If there was a title to this world, like if you were entering this world and you're like, okay, well, what world am I entering? They call it Earth though, but underneath it would have said here, like Alice in Wonderland. It's like, here is a world where wrong is right and right is wrong. You go mad here, right? And he says, Alice used to be so much more, so muchness, like mucher. You lost your muchness, falling down the rabbit hole. And they try to tell us all around us, but are you gonna figure it out in you? Who are you though? Are you Alice? We can see it in movies and be like, wow, that's a heck of a world. And you can understand the movie and be like, wow, that's a twisted world, this and that, and you can depict it. But do you know that you may be Alice? It's like one of those things. There's signs all around us. More than ever. I can't make this up. I can't make it up. It's not the signs showing us, and I'm not talking about pestilence. Because like most people say, that's been here for ages, right? Pestilence and famine. Right? Earthquakes and disease. That's always been here. No. In various places. Yeah, okay, that's always been here. Even though it's still signs. Yeah. But what else is showing you? So many other things, right? Your instinct, me. And that's what I mean. It's people coming up, rising up from the leastest places. And they're just not just anybody, right? Like you can go to their colleges and hear from their professors. These certain individuals are not them. There's something about these certain individuals that the truth just hits you in your soul. Soul teachers. So you get that, and then, using technology, I don't know who's behind it other than just keeping it basic, God, because God is behind everything. He's allowing all of it. And of course, again, he allows Satan. But what I mean is like, who's behind these certain YouTube videos? Well, workers, workers. But I come across certain YouTube videos in the algorithm, right? And I tend to turn it off, like on my phone. But when I have my projector, YouTube would, like if I watch one thing, it would kind of recommend similar things. So I noticed that there is a lot of people that are not just testifying, but there's like AI videos. There are AI videos or AI voices that make these videos about, what should I say? About God and his chosen ones. Yeah, I'll just say it for what it is. It's amazing. Because I can't make it up. I'm not behind that. I didn't start it. It's all these confirmations. It's just, when I hear it, just like when I watch certain movies, it's an intimate thing, Of course I'm thrilled and there's joy in my heart because I feel less alone and I feel seen. And he has come to me intimately, but all those other things, videos and stories about people like me, it's a confirmation, It's like the signs. And I guess, like I said, those are the biggest signs. Now, of course, earthquakes and disease, famine is bonus because that's happening too. But he's come into our hearts and let us know, into our souls and our spirit. And now the world, it's in the world's, it's in the people's souls. Like the light is being shined upon us now. And that's it, That's all it is. It's just wow. I can't make this up. Just like these verses talk about all of this. But they always said it was a prophecy, right? And that's the thing about it. People, we've forgotten. We've forgotten how big and how high we could become or who we used to be. We've become so, I have to say it, like nothing. We become like brittle petals blowing in a breeze. I want to use the context of verse. It says like the elders throw dust on their head, like limitations. It's become this, and it's just like wow, like they really did it to us. Whether it was brainwashed, programmed, they put it in our food, a spell, a curse. It has been done to us, just like slavery. It's been done to us. A time period of limitations, isolation, desolation, the kingdom, right? His kingdom is desolate. It's been desolate for a long time, right? You say thousands of years. Where are those elders? They say, oh, they throw dust on their head. Because where have they been? What has his people come to be? Dark, dark and low, and leastest places. It's just, everything just starts to make sense. And that's how deep it is. That I'll have to get on here instead of turn on the TV again. It's like, nah, I gotta get on here. I gotta record it. Cause I can talk all day in front of the window to myself and be all thrilled and say choo choo, and have that intimate relationship. But, this is not supposed to be just for me. If I know these things, what am I supposed to do with it? I'm just supposed to speak. And I'm not gonna knock on someone's door and persuade them. I'm not gonna go up and need to be on TV to prove something. It's just whatever I have, I'll use. Because I'm not trying to be a king. I'm not trying to be anybody. I just want to be a messenger, a reminder. And I also want to keep myself awake because there's nothing else to do. Yeah, hold on, there is things to do. But aren't we tired of those same things? Like there's only but so many times I can, I can do the same thing. Like I can go out walking and that's nice, right? That's peaceful. But something still weighs on me. That doesn't fix the problem. There is a problem outside, there's a problem inside, there's a problem everywhere. It doesn't matter where I go. It is the knowing that I have to tell the truth. I have to do something about it. And the only way I can naturally do something about it is if I talk to God, because He is the only one. The only one. I can't just be like to my man, talky, which I could because I've done it to people in the past, right? Like just regular people. Because it'll go from 2 hours to 4 hours, and I said, I'm sorry. My bad, right? It's just, there's always a limit. On top of the limit, it's just go to God about it. You don't want to put all this emotional, people might look at it as like emotional baggage, because, people have that too. But regardless, you get my message that instead of giving it all and putting it all to a person that may not even want to hear it, they don't even understand it. That's the main thing. It's like their ears shut off 2 hours ago. They're looking at you, but their ears are closed. I'm sorry, but that's just the truth. I had to literally experience that, to be here to confess that, But it's funny now, but it sucks. You spoke marvelously, and now you want to reflect on it and you want to ask questions, and they don't know what to say, or they were lost, or they forgot, so there's always going to be something, right? Like we all know, missing. There's always going to be that thing that's weighing on you, regardless whether you have it all, or it looks sunny. It's something there, and if you're fortunate to be oblivious, like a kid, some kids, then fine. Then it's meant for you to not know, right? And not feel this heaviness. But some do, right? And that's why we call it a calling. It keeps calling us. It's just there. And we'll never really be understood, because no one will understand it unless you have that calling. And you'll get that reputation of nothing's ever enough for you. Or why can't you just be regular? Why can't you just be happy? Or what else do you need? Like, what's the problem now? Or why can't you be present? And it's not even our fault. It's not, something keeps following us, and one day we're gonna turn around and be like, what do you want? Right? But before we turn around, or before we answer it, it's like we try so hard to be regular. We try so hard to be in a moment. Like, oh, I want those things too. And then you find that, nope, I don't want those things anymore. You thought you were a regular person, thinking that you were going to have this life. And then something, you just know, you wake up and you're awake, It's all spiritual, because it's not like anything on the surface is changing. The body's going to change naturally, so no. It's nothing like writing on the wall, not waking up to see, turn left. No, not necessarily. Unless you're driving, but it's all spiritual, and you just know. That's it. If a movie can make it a bit more obvious, it will, but it's still trying to let you know that it's not really something that you see, it's something that you'll know. And so the way that they act it out is the person only knows because it's them. It's something inside of them that no one else can see. So in that instance, it's still trying to convey the message that it's something that they know. It's something that they only know. Because if it was for you to be able to see it, everyone would see it. So the message is always going to be there. It's just more maybe depicted in a movie or a story for you to, like, you know, kind of understand it in that way. Because in the real life, it's just black and white. You don't see it because I don't see it neither. I see what you see, and I thought I wanted those things, but something inside me just knows better. It just knows that I have something to do. I have something else that I have to get done before I could even think about those things. And so that's what that is. That's all. I would feel selfish if I had children. I mean, anything can happen, right? Like if I'm out here not using protection and stuff or whatever, like if I chose to do it, then it could happen. But if I'm conscious, in my right mind, then yes, I find it to be selfish to me because there's too many children out here. That's how my mind is. Like, it's to the point where I'd adopt a child before I'd have my own. Because it's telling me that I have to help the children before I can help myself. Before I can tend to myself, I need to tend to them. And then, because everything is very simple, even with marriage. Marriage is a good thing, but in a godly way. In this world, it's not existent. It's not real. It's just, they shouldn't call it marriage. They should just call it business partners, because it's financial. You see? So I would never get married the conventional way, because it's not real marriage. It's just a document where now you qualify for certain things. That's it. I'm telling you all my, I guess, quote unquote secrets, but they're not, because it's like, to me, marriage is my father giving me over to someone. But that's what marriage is, isn't it? Your father or, your family there. So, yeah. So those things are just plain and simple. No kids, no marriage, if I'm conscious. if I'm in my sound mind, then no. I want those things, but I can wait. I can wait because I'm my own baby, right? Like, I'm still young at that, but not even that. I got so many things I have to do, so many things I have to be, so many places I want to go. It's like the obvious things. It's like, why do I need a baby? I love the babies and I would like a baby, but why does it have to be mine? I can hold a baby. I can get that stimulation. I can, watch the babies. I can take care of them for a day or two. I can do those things. If that's what it takes for me to feel that dopamine, why does anyone actually need a child, right? Like, in your life right now? Because you just want one. And sometimes people are not thinking about that this child is not gonna be a baby forever. And that's what I mean. It's like, do you want a baby because you like babies? You like that stage? Because if so, then there's a lot of babies in the world that need you, right? You can go to the orphanages, or you can go, I don't know, in the community and kiss a baby. you know? That's what I mean. And that it has become a traditional thing because usually you meet someone, you get married, you guys move away, and you guys have kids. But I'm not traditional, and I don't want to live a traditional life. So why should it happen that way? Consciously, no. It doesn't make sense. I haven't even met my lover yet. See that? If I'm doing things the right way, if the universe is working for me, you know, if God keeps me barren, he's going to make sure that I don't have any kids, because in my soul, I want it to be the right way. I don't want to have a child with anybody. And that goes into divinity, because it's like, do you know that you're royal? And I don't look at it in a, what's the word for it? I don't look at it in like, oh, you know, I'm royal, like, oh, but shoot, when you think about it, why would you want to just lay down and have a seed with just anybody? When you really think about it, and that's the thing, we don't think about it. If you were with your partner or your friends and we're talking, we're going to talk deeply that, is this a person that I would want to like share a child with? Because it's more than just opening up your legs and having a child. It's spiritual, right? They talk about it, oh, it's spiritual. Okay, well, this is one of those things. You're about to share a child together. Like if you were, I guess, quote unquote, royal, now they kind of royal. You got this hobo royal now. You see what I mean? It's like you got to think about those things. And even if you don't see yourself as royal, you need to know that you are, right? Remember, this world is like twisted. So you're not going to see a lot of things. You're just going to know it. You're going to feel it. And the things you see are not what you think, right? It's deception. So people in these kingdoms, people that have these lords as in front of their name, but their character is trash, they don't do nothing for the world. Understand it's not surprising because of the world we're in. You understand who's the ruler? So I'm still correct that you are royal. Okay, and if you have to look at it that way to make your decision, then yes. And if they want to take it like, oh, you stuck up, or you thinking you all that, so what? You know, it's your sanity at the end of the day. So to me, it's just a bonus to think about it in that way. No, in my mind, I'm not thinking like, oh, he don't deserve my seed, but at the same time, it's like when I think about it, it's true. You are royal. And that's just what it is, that you want to be with someone that's worthy. Like, this is you having a kid with someone. This is not just a date. Because you can let that person go and walk away. You don't got to see them again. You're like, oh, I made, you know, a really bad decision that night, or, you know, I was desperate. And then leave it alone. You know, skip-a-doo. You can peace, you know. But then you find out you're having a kid. Dang. They here for life. You know, your richness is now their richness now. That hobo now really has somewhere to stay, because he's part of the family. He's part of the family. So anyway, I'm just poking fun, but yeah, I haven't even found my lover. So that's another point that I'm trying to make when I'm being conscious about it and I'm sound mind, that before I, and people would say, oh, fantasize, but nah, this is just like when we were younger and they said, what's your 5-year plan or 10? Well, it ain't to be with someone that ain't worthy of me, right? Or have a child with someone that is a grim reaper. So however you want to see it, it's still the same message. If I'm conscious and sound mind, why would I have a child just to have it when I have to do things, right? And I have a duty to do, a will, when I'm not even in a position where I'm with my lover. I'm working. Like, I'm on a mission. Little Einstein. No, but yeah, I'm on a mission. So it can wait, because it will wait. It's in my fate, but I don't know when. I just know it ain't now. So I don't need to be focused on it. I need to be focused on what is at hand, right? And it's what's in my heart. And that's it. And you trust it, and you don't allow anything else to sway you, like the biological clock, anything physical. Remember, we're spiritual. And not only that, but I'm on a spiritual calling, a higher calling. So why would I even allow those things to get me off my path? You see, those are all the tactics. I'm not a regular person, and I don't live a regular life. I knew that then, I know that now. That's all it is. It's been a hard path then, it's still a hard path now. It's narrow. It's just getting older, I see it more clear. Because getting older, there's more, same thing. It's the same message. The older you get, the more you know. The more you see, the more you understand. In the world, the more it weighs on you. In the spirit, the more it weighs on you. It doesn't get easier, let's say that. Because I'm getting older. So what do you think the pressures in society would be on me as a woman? Same thing in the spirit. The spirit is rooting for me. I'm getting closer and I'm getting older. So many pressures. So many pressures. I have to make my decision by knowing what's true to me. And knowing all those things, I still have to search within me, and I have to get real, and I have to stay still and seek. And I find that what's real is, I'll be a mother. I am a mother. Spiritually, I'll always be a spiritual mother. I'll always have that fulfillment. When it comes to physically, I'll have time. In whichever lifetime, when I'm ready, and when it's time, I find in myself that the flesh doesn't scare me. Yeah, it's ticking, as it should. It's its own life. It's its own organism. It's only doing what it's supposed to do, and we love it for it. It grows weak, so there is a biological clock for it. But it doesn't scare me, and I'm okay with that. Because I know I wasn't sent into this world to have a traditional life. And I know that because I don't want one. It's not what's important. How can I have a traditional life if the world is upside down? I'm gonna make it hard for myself. I wouldn't be surprised if things don't work out. It's very simple. I don't have to think hypothetically. It's just not, it doesn't call me. As much as I'm sure I want to live a regular life, I'm not in life. That's what helps me. I like to live, but I'm not in a life to live. I'm in a life to work. I'm in a life to fight. And I know that may be something people don't want to hear. They won't accept that. But that's okay. That's all right. Because maybe that's just not how you feel. And that's obviously true. Many people are not going to feel the way I feel because they don't have that calling. Because they're not me. That's it. So it's okay if what I say may rub you the wrong way or you don't agree. You don't have to agree. This is how I'm living my life because this is what I believe. This is just my story and why I live the life I live. I wait for the day that I can live and I can be free. I wait for the day that my lover comes into my life rather than searching, right? Or bumping into bums and hobos. Like, I'd rather not want that, right? When you say, oh, I'm dating around, I'm dating this person, dating that person, or I'm, intercourse with this person. And it's just like, I don't want to give my body out. Like, I shouldn't have to continue giving my body out to find out who's my lover. So yes, I can wait for my lover. But in the meantime, what do I have to do? Well, I guess I gotta be alone. What do you think it's gonna look like? It's not gonna look like the average traditional, conventional lifestyle. And it's so traditional that you're gonna look crazy. Like something must be wrong with you. Especially, Lord knows if I get older. They're gonna be like, oh, she's probably this, she's probably that. Because she doesn't have a man, she doesn't have kids. They already do that now. They already prosecute childless mothers. They already prosecute childless women now, okay? And let you not be 40 or 50 without kids and a husband. Something must be wrong with you, right? But maybe she just knew her worth. Because there is something wrong with them. Let's be real. There's some people that, they better off without those things. Or they just couldn't get it. We understand all those different scenarios. But here's the thing. There are some women and men that just know their worth. And if you're in this world and you want to get real, then you know as well as me that the chances of you finding somebody that's worth it is 1%. Now, if you're expecting us to just settle, then yeah, the chances are higher. But if you're not gonna settle, and that opens up another thing. It's like some people get the bad reputation of, oh, you're looking for something that's out of your league, or a fantasy. Now again, some people are looking for things that are out of their league. I said league, or they're just looking for some sort of, fantasy. Those are all true. But what if someone's just looking for decency? That's the wake-up call, because you start to realize there's not even decency here. Before I can even fantasize, because I love fantasize. I love a good dream. Okay? But before I can even do that, I'm just looking for decency. That's how real it is. Most people are not even decent. And when I mean decent, I mean let's have a conversation. I want to get to know you. He don't even like to speak. He doesn't even open up. He doesn't want me to know certain things. How are you supposed to have a relationship? How am I supposed to love you and not just the surface you? I want to love all of you. But again, we can go down that rabbit hole. I'm just saying it's hard to find decency in this world. On top of that, again, this is like a whole rabbit hole. People lie about the littlest things. And so until you can get into a relationship with someone where you guys have an open communication and you're comfortable with it, both people are, then maybe you can start there. But that's the thing. That decency is like 1%, barely. It's like 0.5%. You have to actually, I don't want to say find, but you get it. Like, it takes two people. And you can't control that. You can't control who comes into your life, who you're meeting. You can't control every time you meet someone, they're going to be that one for you. That's why it's called optimism. You're just optimistic until you're disappointed. And the looping in that is just searching, ever searching, which there's a beauty to it. There's a beauty to it in the beginning, but we're evolving. It's the point where we stop and we say, God, take the wheel. And he says, you got it. You got it, kid. I said, Father, intervene. I don't want to control it anymore. I don't want to think I know, because I don't know. You know my heart, you know my desires. Please. Now I put it into your hands, because I've tried, right? And I've seen, and now I know what's in the world. He says, you got it. That's all I wanted you to know. Because if I would have told you, you wouldn't have believed me. If I would have told you, you would have been like, Father, I got it. Let me do it. Let me do it myself. Let me see. You would have wanted to control it. And he gives us that control. He gives us that will. And I said, I'm going to give it back to you. You see that? That's all I'm doing. I made the vow at 24 because I didn't want to expose my body anymore, or I didn't want to be disappointed, or I just didn't want to go further than what I was already going. I didn't want to go out there in the darkness. I said, I stop it here. stop it here because I know where that's going to lead me. You know, God forbid, if I keep trying to control it because I don't know what's out there. And instead of being scared, I just was like wise about it. I'm just going to wise up. And I'm going to be like, since I don't know what's in these people's souls, who these people truly are inside, I know the man that does. So I'm going to make a vow to the best of my ability and give it all to you, Father. That's it. And if I'm called crazy or they say something's wrong with me, that's okay. Because it doesn't matter, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what they think, as long as I have my sanity. Just like I'm here healthy, I don't have diseases, but I could have, God forbid, just anything. Like, just stop it, you know? They're gonna say what they wanna say, they will always. You have to stay true to you, because if you don't allow yourself, if you don't hold on to yourself, they're gonna run you down into the ditch. They're going to, you know, when Granny says, when they jump off, you're gonna jump off too, they're gonna lead you down. Just worst case scenario, just hold on, you know, well, best case scenario, hold on to you, okay? Everything outside of you is programmed to be like, why you did that? Why can't you do this? You should be with us. You should, you know, hold on to you. Trust in you. Because that's it. That's all you have. That's all the control you truly have. And with that control, you give it to him. You don't give it to the world. The world don't even know themselves. The world is trying to find the same things you're trying to find. And instead of going to him, they going deep into the world. They're going into other people. They, you know, instead of just going to him. I would be a fool. I would be a fool. So I'm doing the best that I can do while being not perfect. Yeah. But I'm trying to make decisions that will help me along the way with not being perfect. So that means I'm being more intentional. That means that I'm no longer doing this or doing that. And it also means acknowledging, right? People say stay prayed up. Well, coming to God about it, confiding in him. Because this can't be easy. This was never going to be easy. And the verses I know say, come to me, right? He says, come to me about it. I said, yeah, Father. Because who else is there to go to with this? Who else is truly going to understand, and who else is truly going to accept it when no one wants to? That's it. No one wants to accept the fate of what this path, may, what this path may have for you. No one could, you know, not everyone's just going to accept it. No. So the ones that are in this path and choose to stay in it, you only have God. And God is the only one that has that answer for you. the right answer. The answer that you can trust in. The confirmation. So when I awake, that's what I see. I see all the things that I know. And I'll leave it there.